Okay, we start on the SoundCloud. Okay, so thank you. Once again, we're back here. We had a day off yesterday here at Condor Online. We've been focusing on Mental Health Awareness Week, starting the conversation and keeping the conversation going. And we're here today with a double act, 2 live shows back to back. But first off, we have a good old friend of mine, Mr. Dave Verburg.
Beautifully done.
Did I do it right?
Excellent.
Yeah. Mr. Dave Verburg of Ascensive Merseyside.
That's me.
And Dave, I think you want to probably say that reason why I said Ascensive Merseyside is because Ascensive is global. So tell us what Ascensive is all about.
So Ascensive is effectively about entrepreneurial development. It's trying to help business people understand that for them, the power of the community and the group is where they will really grow and expand. So what we look to do is put together business owners in around mastermind communities to help them understand that once a month, if they want their business to grow, they need to take a step outside of their business and really focus on the direction they're going with it and share the challenges and then obviously be able to support each other. It was quite interesting yesterday. We had what we call a preview event. So we had some people who were interested in coming on board, and one of the exercises we do, we just said to them, so for the next 5 minutes on your table, just talk with each other about some of the challenges you face for your business. And these are people who, most of them didn't know each other.
Yeah. And
we just let it run because 8 minutes in, they were still happily talking about the challenges that they have in their business. And I talked to my co-presenter, John, and I'd said, look at these. They don't even know each other. They've got all of these problems and they're quite happy to share them amongst these people.
Yeah.
So what we help them do is put them together in a more formatted, structured way so they can then set some goals and targets for the improvement of their business moving forward.
Now, I mean, I want to talk about some of the other things you do, because I had Sean Liddell in here the other day, and he was talking about the Thomas Cook Project, but I think you were one of the people behind that. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
So the Thomas Cook event we did was the idea of a guy called Ian Phillips, who just reached out to some of us in a WhatsApp group for all the things we do. And
so you give the name? Linked Online. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, Linked Online. Pam and Ian. Hello. And he just said he felt really bad about what had happened, and we must have had enough skill and ability between us as a group just to try and do something. And he didn't really know what that was, but it was based around maybe helping with employment, maybe helping with CVs and that type of stuff and mindset. So within a week we had an event booked on where we had some speakers. I was one of the speakers there, and we had 35 Thomas Cook staff. And all our aim was just to say, look, here are some practical tips you can do moving forward around potential redundancy that you might have and looking for work and how to ace interviews and applications. But here's also some mindset stuff, because this is really tough. No one can say it isn't. There was a woman that had been there 40 years.
Yeah.
It's the only thing she's ever known. It's just been pulled from under the feet. So we did a mixture of both, and we got some really nice feedback from it. And it was just a little way to go, well, you're having a bit of a tough time and we've got some skills, so let's see if we can help you out. And we did.
Now, I mean, I've known you for some time, and a lot of people probably know of a lot of stuff that you do, but I mean, and I don't want to pigeonhole it, but it's like when I met you back in time, you were working a lot with males on motivating them into, being inspired or being better and stuff like that. Are you still doing that with Ascensive, or is it,
It's not an official thing that we do, but I just try to help. I'm a bit weird, I'm a serial helper, and I try to do my best to make sure that anyone I have an engagement with during the day or during the week feels a little bit better after that engagement, because this day and age we've got people have got so many demands on them from so many different reasons and from so many different areas, and sometimes it's difficult just to realise, it's all good and it's all right who you are and you're doing fine just the way you are.
Yeah. I think the reason why I was asking about that in particular, because of kind of like where I think one of the main focus of what we're talking about and when we're talking about mental health. I was telling you about, again with Sean's interview, there was a key thing he said that really hit me when he was talking about that he had to man up.
Oh, the old man up thing.
Yeah, the whole man up
Yes.
thing. You know what I mean?
Come
And
on.
like, you know, so when you're talking about motivation and inspiring people, it's kind of like, it's like, you know, you said to me, it's like creating a version of who you are or something like that. You know what I mean? So I just, you know, speak a little bit more about this whole man up scenario thing.
So we get the man up thing. It's always bugged me from as long as I can remember. I was never one of those when I was younger that you said. So I had lots of lads who were all my mates, and we did lots of lad things, and we had fun. We did all of that type of stuff. But I wasn't the sort of person who just wanted to hang around with fellas all the time. I'm quite comfortable hanging around with women or girls as it was, and lads. It doesn't really bother me. But one of the things that we used to find is that you have to have, or supposed to have, a version of being a man. And it's saying for, by the way, it's saying for women, you know, they have their own thing, what's expected of them to be as a woman, so what's expected of you to be of a man. And normally it's this thing, you know, you just get on with, I call it Scouse person development, that's what I call it. Which is, but to be fair, you could probably call it, you think of lots of big cities around the globe, and just insert the name of that city. And that type of person development is, if you go to someone and say you're struggling, they just say, well, get on with it.
Yeah.
And you go, why? What if I don't know how to get on with it? And you go, well, just get on with it anyway. And you go, oh, great. That's great. Thanks for that. That's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to know everything. You're supposed to be able to provide everything, even though, and again, caveat to this, I know it's 2019 and I'm not stuck in a caveman world where men are supposed to be the provider, and obviously we're all equal, whether we're male or female, we're all just amazing who we are. But there's a concept and a thinking for some men that they still should be the provider, they still should do and bring home the bacon or whatever it is. And they still should be able to cope for them and cope with the family because they're the inverted commas head of the family. And it's all nonsense. It's absolute nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, because it's kind of like you got this whole thing about, you know, reason why I think this attributes to the conversation around mental health is that this leads down the road of depression, don't you think? Because it's like, if I can't man up, then I must be a failure.
Yeah.
And then some people, I mean, like we had statistics on suicide rates. You know, it's like the whole deal of like this man up or being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. It's really kind of like a difficult thing to tackle unless we like talk about it, that it's okay.
Yeah.
That like, you know, some things, you know, have not worked. What can we do to achieve?
Yeah.
You know, how can we help in this? And I think that's what you were saying to me about what you try to do with the work that you do. It's like trying to help people through all of that. Isn't that true?
Yeah. I think the most important thing when dealing with anybody over anything is to not judge.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So if you don't judge, then people can be honest and open, and they know they're not going to be pigeonholed as someone who's done this wrong or done this wrong, because normally it will be judged on an error of judgment, if you like.
Yeah.
So you just take it for what it is, because I've never lived your life. I'm not you. You've never lived my life. You're not me. So how can you even possibly know what my world's been like, and I know what your world's been like? We just don't know.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things with that is about, it comes down to being able to talk and have, it's okay to be vulnerable. So I've got 2 or 3 really good people who are men that I'll go to, and I've told them a few things I haven't really told anybody else. Yeah. But I know I can tell them. It's alright. So they know when I've been struggling. I mean, I put a post on LinkedIn the other day because someone had said to me, oh, it's alright for you. You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're a coach. Like, that's a thing. Oh, yeah, I'm a coach. I've got everything organised, haven't I? No.
Yeah, I know. Teachers teach for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Coaches coach for a reason. I learn stuff every day from the people that I work with. And the only difference is that because some of the skills I've learned that's enabled me to coach people is I know that whatever phase I'm in at the minute, it's going to pass. And I've got a toolbox of skills that will help me accelerate that passing. So if I am struggling, if I am feeling down, I'll go and speak to people. I'll go and do stuff that I know will benefit me, like go for a run is a really good one for me, but not everyone wants to go for a run, so go and watch a movie, read a book, speak to, it doesn't matter what it is, do something, but know that you have a level of control to be able to do that. And I think that's where, when we talk about things where it's like depression and that type of stuff, people will take it on. And obviously, we were just talking about this before we came on here. I'm not saying people don't have depression, they certainly do. what I'm saying is sometimes because there's another label of depression and we're more aware of it, sometimes people can think that they're actually depressed, but actually they're not. Just feeling a bit down over some stuff.
Yeah.
So if we can help them understand that and try on some other things to get them out of that mindset, you'd be surprised at the level of results you can get.
Now, you bring up labels because we did talk about that, and that was like a huge thing that, I wouldn't say it's a thing of the past, but it was going on a lot.
Yeah.
Like when we were talking about young people, for example, and we were talking about the common labels of hard to reach and difficult.
Difficult to engage.
Difficult to engage.
It's a classic.
Yeah, exactly. Especially being a teacher, you hear it all the time because it's like it's in the notes, But so labeling. I mean, what do you think around that? I mean, do you think? How harmful is the labels? Because I feel that when a young person is given a label like, oh, Mr. Fidget, stop fidgeting and stuff like that. It's, oh, I'm Mr. Fidget now. And then they grow up and they learn how to cope with that label because they were giving it to someone that was supposed to be in that role of respect.
Yeah. So that, for me, that sits in a lot around the beliefs we have about ourselves. So when I do workshops and talks around belief, I often share a personal story from when I was growing up. So in 1973, I had my school, and I've still got it, and I show it on the side of my school report from the Grange School in Sefton. And it was my last year, I think, so that'd be year 6 in this day and age. And my class teacher, Mr. Roberts, said, some of the work David produces is an absolute disgrace. Not just a disgrace, no, he threw the word absolute in, so he really nailed it. And then we had, I can't remember because I can't decipher this signature, but I think it's Mr. Price. He said, David is fully aware of his shortcomings, yet chooses to do nothing about them. How self-aware was I, aged 11? Wow. I thought, yes, I know what's wrong with me. I just decided I'm not going to do anything about it. And of course, there's an assumption there that there was something wrong with me for the start. Yeah. And then I'm also the eldest. I've got 2 younger brothers. And if anyone else is the eldest, then they may have heard this classic line when they've tried something and it hasn't quite landed. You're the eldest, you should know better. And why should I? I was 8. What should I have known better?
I'm 8 and you 6.
Yeah. So, but then if you think about that logically, there's currently a guy who's now 57. I had a real fright the other day, Chase, by the way. I realised it's 30 months before I'm 60. When did that happen? Nobody told me this was going to be a thing.
Yeah, I know.
But that then meant that this, at the time, 11-year-old lad spent the next 31 years not really pushed himself, not doing anything he could be better on, because he knew if I did, it'd be an absolute disgrace. And I know I should have known better doing it. So those people putting those messages there, they went, no, they're not bad. And my mum and dad, for a start, so they're definitely not bad people. And Mr. Roberts and Mr. Price weren't bad people. But it's the language that lands some important people in our formative years. Exactly. It's so important that we tune into what we say and how we pick up on these languages. Now I know there would be another 11-year-old who'd stuck their proverbial 2 fingers up and said, I'll show you. I wasn't one of them kids. That's not me. That's not how I operated then. So we have to be aware that the language we use around the people, especially the people that we love, and for parents with your kids and stuff, you use some language like that with the best of intention, it can stick.
Yeah. And the thing about it is I had to write it down because like when you said like they decided that they were not going to do anything about it because this is their power.
Yeah.
Because it's like you tell them that's what they're going to do. Or I can't fight you. You know what I mean? But I love it how you said about how the 11-year-old is told that he should have known better. It's like where's his life experience that he should learn?
Why should I know?
You know what I mean?
The key thing is with that is this: they're important people in an 11-year-old's world. A headmaster, a class teacher, and his parents. So these messages land, and because you're 11, the other hilarious thing, I've reflected on this obviously because I talk a lot about it, is I never went to school thinking that some of the work I do is a disgrace. I know it's a disgrace and I know I should know better. I never had those thoughts in my head. So it's like,
what did you
they weren't even my beliefs, they're not mine.
Yeah.
There's somebody else's version of who I am that because they were important to me as a child, in my head, must be true.
Yeah.
Must be true because my mum and dad say it,
And you see me, you're older, and I'm supposed to respect everything you say as well.
Yeah.
And especially like
I thought you were about me then. I was going to say.
Well, no. I'm just saying because also like kids don't actually because they listen more to teachers. Like they leave their home, their nurturing environment, and they go there and they're listening to the teacher. So the teacher say these things. Speaking of that, a bit of your origin story, you were saying to me, like, based on where we are, we're in Vauxhall, in the neighborhood center. You said you used to work here in Positive Futures.
So, Positive Futures, which is still going. Hello, Claire. She's got a great job, she's doing a great job there, along with the team. So, in 2004, they started, and I started as a sort of mentor, in inverted commas there, doing football at Everton Park on a Saturday morning. And I got made redundant to the job I was in. And then they took me on board and worked there for 7 years. No, 6 years. And it was the best job I've ever had. Now, at various points, my job title was youth worker, but that's not what I saw myself. I saw myself as positive male role model. That was my job. My job was to, if the young people I used to work with, they'd say things like, I'd say, I'm here to hold you to a higher standard than you currently think you're capable of. And they just look at me exactly like that and go, what? And I go, what? I'm going to get on your nerves. Yeah. That's what I mean. But I'm going to get on your nerves because I love you. And I always used to use the word love because it would freak them out. But also, it was true because they're just a group of teenagers, lads and girls, who are trying to make their way in the world. They're trying to do the best they can. But they're like the rest of us, they only know what they know.
Yeah.
And so they would make some decisions that, and this comes back to not judging people, internally when I hear the story and then describing what they were doing, internally I'd be like, where did you even think that was a thing to do? Right? But externally I'd be like, all right, so tell me about that, mate.
Yeah.
How does that work out for you?
And so because I feel like I'm that type of teacher that kind of like, tries to get in there. I mean, you can't anymore with GDPR. But I mean, like, are you familiar with the film Mr. Holland's Opus? It was like an old film where I think it was like
it's not Sean Connery, is that one?
No, the one about the teacher who affected a lot of the students.
Yeah, there's one where Sean Connery's a teacher in the film.
No, it's not something like that. Oh no, Richard Dreyfuss, that's what it was.
Right.
But like the deal is that like looking back, approaching 60 years, you said.
No.
I'm just saying. What do you? I mean, do you ever hear from any of the young people that you?
Yeah. Well, this day and age, it's dead easy. So tonight, I'm going out for a drink with a group of them. I can cope with them now because they're all 28.
All right, yeah.
And one of them is just, let's say, he hasn't been available for a while, and has learned his lesson. And so now we're going out.
Okay.
We're going out for a drink tonight. And I saw him a couple of weeks ago. He was available for a short period of time. And I was made up to see him.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's a cracking kid. He's really stupid, and he's paid for it. So I'm going out with them tonight. Now they used to ask me to go out with them about 8 years ago when they were all
still
18 and 19.
Come on out, Dave.
Come to Concert Square, Dave. I was like, no. And if I knew you were in Concert Square, I'd go completely the way. Because obviously that would not be professional. But now they're all adults.
Yeah. And
so I still speak to some of them, see them, they're still friends with them on Facebook and stuff, and we have a chat, and it's just good to see.
I mean, but it's an amazing feeling because, I mean, like, just not only to know that you've affected someone's life, but hopefully that, you attribute it to being on the road and stuff.
We all affect someone's life. It's not like I'm the only person who's affected anyone's life. We all do.
Yeah.
Some of us are a bit more aware that we're doing it, and than others, and some of us don't understand the power that we have. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way. If you're an adult and you've got a young person that spends time with you, they're gonna look to you for advice, help, and support, and so. Your role as part of that is to make sure that you give the best you can for them. It's that, and that's not saying it's easy because, hey, I've made loads of mistakes as well. You have, we all have.
No, but it's intention though.
Yeah, the intention is there, and it's making sure that you do your best to do the right thing because whether we like it or not, it's like I always get a bit frustrated and confused sometimes when it's actors or sports personalities, whatever, if they go off the rails a bit, they have that whole label, you're a role model, and you shouldn't do this. You're like, no, they're a human being. They have the same failings and successes as the rest of us. And by the way,
they just have a lot more to...
the person who's throwing the role model label, guess what? You're a role model as well. Because you're a role model for the people around you in your world who look up to you. They may not always be young people, they could be your adults, your brothers, your sisters, your parents. They all look to you. And so don't go throwing the role model label around as like it doesn't affect you. It does. Every single one of us is a role model for someone.
Exactly. And I mean, and everyone is always like listening as well. But I mean, like in that aspect is that, you know, bringing it back to, you know, like how, like, I mean, if you don't mind sharing, because you always, you know, seem to be an open person. Like, how does mental health, what does it mean to you? I mean, or how, what is your feelings around it on a personal level?
So one of my, I suppose, strengths is also one of my weaknesses. So I don't let a lot of stuff affect me. It's just stuff.
Like Teflon, you mean?
Yeah, it's just stuff. And the human as a species is a really resilient animal. So you take Brexit, there's going to be some really bad things that are going to, whether we stay, whether we go, all of that type of stuff. And I have no idea which way it's going to go, because really credible experts from one side of the argument tell you this thing, really credible experts from the other side of the argument tell you that thing. So I have no idea. But I know that I'll be fine whatever happens. So that for me, I'm not getting stressed on it, I'm not attaching myself to it, and my world is not going to, the result of my world is not going to be down to Brexit. The result of my world will be down to me. So that's a good thing, but it's also a weakness, because there's sometimes when I should give some stuff attention that I don't. Or I do it when it's too late to do that. And that's when you think, right, okay, you need to like reach out, which I have done. So I reach out to my wife on certain times. You know, we've been married when I was 1987, 32 years, been together.
Whoa!
Been together 37. So, you know, why would I not have her as one of my closest confidants? And, you know, any man who's been married for any length of time knows that your wife can read you like a book. There's no hiding there. So there's no point in trying. So we do share stuff, so that's one thing. And the other thing is, for me, I like I say, it's really funny. It's the little things in life, I feel, that should give you a clue as to when you're not on your game. So the little things for me is, if the grass is too long, if I go 2 or 3 weeks without cutting the grass, I'm going, you've let that go. You're not thinking, because I go through all year, I cut the grass every week, because I like spending a bit of time in the garden, just like moving around, trimming the balls and doing all that. If I've done it for 3 weeks, it's like, my mind, I'm occupied somewhere else. So there's something taking up my attention. And if I haven't hoovers and cleaned the inside of the car, they're 2 things for me. I know I'm off. If I haven't done those for like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going, all right, there's something's bugging you here. You need to figure it out, because you haven't done the grass, you haven't done the car. So you'll find, I think, for a lot of people, it's the little things that you normally like doing, or that you do on a regular basis that you've stopped doing. That's a sign when you're occupied, something is taking up space in your thinking, and you need to sort of deal with it.
Wow. I mean, you know, powerful, man. So, I mean, like, you mentioned, like, one of these latest projects you're working on, mastermind communities.
Yeah.
You want to say anything about that before we go?
So, that is, I mentioned before about the business owners, and it's just exactly what we were talking about before in the business world, that you get in a position, whether you're a man or a woman, and you're in a position of importance. People are looking to you to make the right decisions, to keep a business profitable, because once you're employing staff, you know, it's not about you, just about you. It's not just about your customers. You're helping people put food on their plates. You're helping people go on holidays where they want to go, drive cars they want to drive, because that's what you're doing. You've now got a set of other people, your tribe, who you're paying, who are looking to you to make sure that you keep looking after them by making the business successful. That's a lot of pressure. So one of the things we looked at in the mastermind community stuff ours is all about mission and vision driven business owners who understand their business is only going to grow and develop at the rate they grow and develop personally. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means there'll be loads of people who aren't interested in growing and developing personally that won't come to us, and I go, yippee, because this is not for you.
Yeah.
But part of what we do will be given that space for the business owner to unload stuff where they're having challenges, where people have been looking for them for the answers and they haven't got the answers, but they're the boss, so they should have them. It's that type of space that we provide, as well as the skills to help them grow and develop their business and to flourish personally. So these spaces, these mastermind communities, are going to be once a month where the business owners will come together free of judgment, pick up great support and support others as well.
Yeah. Well, so Dave, I mean, we're coming down to the end of our time, and I mean, it's been very enlightening, this conversation. Can you tell us, like, where can we find you? You know, your social media handles and stuff, if people want to know more about the Center of Merseyside or Mastermind Communities or Dave Verburg.
Dave Verburg. So, Twitter I'm on, which I don't do a lot of. I'm sure my social media person will tell me I should do more, but that's a Ascentive Dave. That's a Twitter, and Ascentive is ASENTIV, so Ascentive Dave, that's on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn, it's Dave Verburg, VERBURG. Website, merseyside.ascentive.com. Is there anything else I should be on that I'm not? Instagram, I'm on Insta. No idea
Not
what
really,
the
you're a
thing
little
is.
bit old for Insta.
Oh yeah. No idea what it is, I just know that I'm on it. So I'm on there, but if anybody wants to contact me, you can get hold of me on all of those.
Yeah.
It's the social media age.
I mean, because you're out there doing talks and everything like that, and you have like these things, and so I was just saying, like, if you had anything coming up that you wanted people to know, but you're trying to no, go ahead.
It's the opportunity. So on the 28th, the 23rd, the 28th, and the 31st of October are our next preview events for our upcoming mastermind communities. So any business owners out there who want to be supported, who want to take their business to the next level, just contact me through there. You'll find me, like I say, I'm easy enough to find.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hide.
No, of course not. You can't hide anyway. I mean, you're too big.
No.
So, I mean, I would like to thank you for coming in, you know, to join us on Mental Health Awareness Week. You know, also to continue that conversation and hopefully breaking the stigma and having that conversation rolling. Remember, you can always comment on the chat roll down below and everything, do anything that we've talked about. I mean, a lot of stuff that you were saying about, you know, the male perspective around this is really key. So I would like to thank you very much for joining me here. So thank you, Dave Verburg. I'm Chase Johnson Lynch. You've been watching Condor Online.